The magical sea world. Lila loved the ocean. Every summer, she visited her grandmother's house by the shore, collecting seashells and watching the waves. But this summer was different. Something magical was about to happen. One morning, as Lila walked along the beach, she found a shimmering blue seashell half buried in the sand. It glowed softly in the sunlight. Curious, she picked it up and held it to her ear, expecting to hear the ocean. Instead, she heard a voice. Lila. Come find me. Lila's eyes widened. Who said that? She whispered. Suddenly, the waves around her began to swirl, and before she could step back, a whirlpool formed beneath her feet. With a gasp, she was pulled under. But instead of feeling scared, Lila found herself floating gently down into a magical underwater world. She opened her eyes and gasped. The sea was not dark and scary, it was glowing. Colorful fish swam in patterns, jellyfish sparkled like tiny lanterns, and the coral reefs shone like a rainbow. Welcome, Lila, a voice called. Lila turned and saw a mermaid with long, flowing silver hair and bright blue eyes. She wore a necklace with a seashell just like the one Lila had found. Who are you? Lila asked, amazed. I am Mira, guardian of the Sea Kingdom, the mermaid said. You found the magic seashell, which means the ocean has chosen you. But we need your help. Lila's heart raced. Help? With what? Mira pointed toward a dark part of the sea where the coral had turned gray and the fish had disappeared. The heart of the ocean, the crystal that keeps our world bright and full of life, has been stolen by the Shadow Eel. Without it, the sea will lose its magic. Lila knew she had to help. I'll find it, she said bravely. Mira handed her a pearl that glowed softly. This will light your way. But remember, the only thing that can defeat the Shadow Eel is courage and kindness. Lila swam deeper into the ocean, following the pearl's light. Soon, she reached a dark cave where the Shadow Eel lay coiled around a glowing blue crystal, the heart of the ocean. Its black eyes glinted as it hissed, Leave, little girl. This crystal is mine. Lila took a deep breath. She wasn't afraid. Why did you take the crystal? She asked gently. The Shadow Eel flicked its tail. Because no one ever includes me in their games. I am always alone in the dark. Lila's heart softened. Maybe they didn't know you wanted to join. If you give the crystal back, I promise I'll tell everyone that you just want to be their friend. The Shadow Eel blinked in surprise. No one had ever spoken kindly to him before. Slowly, he uncoiled from the crystal and nudged it toward Lila. Really? He asked in a small voice. Really, Lila said with a smile. As soon as she touched the heart of the ocean, it glowed brightly, and the dark cave filled with light. The ocean around them came back to life, the coral regained its colors, and the fish returned. Lila swam back with the Shadow Eel and placed the crystal in its rightful place. The whole Sea Kingdom shimmered with magic once more. Mira hugged her. You saved us, Lila. And you taught us something important, kindness can heal even the loneliest hearts. The Shadow Eel, now smiling, was welcomed into the kingdom, and he was never alone again. As a reward, Mira gave Lila a tiny glowing pearl. This will remind you that kindness and courage are the strongest magic of all. With a swirl of bubbles, Lila found herself back on the beach, the magic pearl still in her hand. Had it all been a dream? She wasn't sure. But when she looked out at the ocean, she saw a glimmer beneath the waves, Mira waving at her. Lila smiled. She knew she would always carry the magic of the sea in her heart.